Join us as we head to Bath and then on to the lovely little town of Frome, which is very close by. We're looking for vintage and antique and things like that, and of course fabric, always looking for fabric. Lovely little market in the town of Bath, and then we'll carry on to Frome the next day. There were lots of things in the market that I saw and loved. A few I brought home, obviously. Quite a few things that I wish that I'd looked at again, to be fair. But hey, that's how it goes, isn't it? So we headed off in the evening so that we could wake up bright and early to go to the Bath fair in the morning. And it never disappoints, Bath. It's just so pretty. I mean, it's a Georgian town. It has so much history. But I mean, you don't even have to be into watching Bridgerton to appreciate it. It really is lovely. You're just walking through the town and you can see all the beautiful architecture, and I trip up quite a lot, to be fair, because I'm always looking up at all the old buildings and things. This is a little bakery, little museum behind the bakery, Sally Lunn's Buns. If you're around there, then do have a look out. 1482 apparently. This is the oldest place that you can actually, the oldest building or home that you can actually go into. And although the buns aren't gluten-free, unfortunately, my husband certainly recommends them. Now, Sally Lunn was apparently a French-born baker who moved to Bath in, I think it was 1680. Yeah, such a long time ago that I was just double-checking what I'd actually said then, because it seems crazy. But her famous bun recipe was rediscovered in the 30s apparently, so that's the little bakery that you can go into now. But certainly, as I say, my husband recommends going in and trying the buns, and I recommend going into the little museum that's underneath. It is lovely. As always, lovely town to walk around in and out of the shops. This that looks like a library is actually just a bookshop, but a beautiful one. I was in there looking for how to dye fabrics and things like that. A couple of books there, so I might revisit those at some point. And they have obviously lots of independent shops and a lovely gluten-free menu in the Botanist. That's what you can see here. Beautiful, beautiful building. I think it's a chain of pubs or you know, restaurants, actually, the Botanist, but really very nice. So then we headed out for a stroll around the town. I mean, the leaves were all around us. They were just falling from the trees and on the ground. It was actually a beautiful, beautiful time to go around. Obviously it's a little bit quieter now because it's after summer, so that suited us really well. But the weather was pretty good. We were going past the canal boats and just wandering around for hours, really. So we did spend quite a lot of time here. I thoroughly recommend. There are so many things to do in Bath. You could just go lots and lots of times and see different things every time. We weren't expecting to see fireworks, so that was just a little bonus. We could see those over the rooftops when we were inside. This is the first year in a long time that we hadn't actually gone out, and yeah, we haven't seen any fireworks. It just didn't fit in with anything else that we were doing, that's all. But next year, definitely. So if you can go to, you know, a fireworks night, if you can go to any of them, then especially a little local one, then I'd certainly recommend it. We have something to thank Guy Fawkes for, that's for sure. Really, really lovely little surprise this was. So as we were heading into Frome the next day, the weather wasn't too bad. It looked like it was going to hold off, and it actually did. It started spitting just a little bit as we came home, but that wasn't going to spoil our fun anyway. So the trip down there, it's not very far away from Bath. We can do it in a car. I'm sure there are trains and buses and things like that. I'm just not sure how far away the train station is from the town itself, because sometimes they can be miles away, can't they? I know they are here in Cornwall sometimes. If you caught the train to Bodmin, you'd be really disappointed because it's miles and miles away from the actual town itself. I don't know how many other places are like that. The town itself of Frome is very pretty. It has lots of lovely houses and things that you can just gawp at as you're going around. But obviously it was a market we were there for. So, Christmas baubles, do you remember when they used to be, you know, an ordinary price? They are a terrific price now. They really are a pretty penny. So if you have any of those glass ones at home, keep hold of those. We have a few here that have been collected for, I don't know, about 25 years. And a few break each time, but, you know, that's okay. You can see here there were some beautiful cloches as well, enormous English cloches. The lady selling them wasn't sure where they were from. She just said they were from an English house. I assume it had been there for decades and decades, but aren't they gorgeous? Look at all the little test tubes, and then there were these lovely little tins. I might have come home with a few of those. I thought they were absolutely beautiful. We have a little test tube display slightly like this at home that my husband made a little stand for me. I love it, I really do. What else was there? Gosh, loads of outdoor things, lots of fabrics, lots of baskets, lots of tin baths and things like that. Pictures, quite a lot of pictures. Didn't see that much original artwork, but there must have been a few there. And some architectural salvage, and then of course all the usual things, so you know, china and repurposed things like these little trays. Yes, lots of gardening stuff as well. Love that, love all the gardening bits there. It's just room at the end of the day, isn't it, to be able to get it in the car and bring it home, or on the train as I am sometimes. Lots and lots of bits and bobs to have around the house, really. Lots of just interesting bits, you know. We just find things, you pick them up and they're just so tactile, you just want to bring them home. This little suitcase of letters was quite funny. I'll tell you about that a little bit later on. Yeah, duvets and eider downs and, gosh, rolling pins, loads and loads of rolling pins and things like that. I love them. Things like that I really can't get enough of, to be honest. I mean, these little pots as well. I ended up buying a couple of these, but you have to be wary about which stalls you're buying them from because there's just such a difference in price. There really, really is. This little picture here I really loved at the time, and you know, oh well, I should have gone back for it. Basically, if I was going to be there longer, I think I would have gone back, and I was hanging around for the chap who was selling it to ask him about it, but he was busy for ages and ages. So that's a little regret, but you know, never mind. And have a look at these spools. Aren't they beautiful? I love those. Can't get enough of those either. And then just loads of other things to, you know, spend your time looking at. I mean, there's furniture and things that obviously we couldn't bring back, but it didn't matter. It's just also interesting, all the little bits and bobs. There were so many pieces of fabric and cloth that I could have brought home. And then, oh gosh, books. Now, you know, I'm not meant to be buying books, am I? So yeah, we'll see what happened about that for me. I'll show you a little bit later on what I actually managed to bring home and what I'm planning to do with it as well. I don't just collect, I promise. I do make lots of things. I just forget to turn the camera on when I'm making them, that's all. There was a really cute little sort of woodland park, only tiny in Frome, but it was so lovely, and I really did. I mean, you know, my son isn't small enough to go in there anymore, but isn't it a lovely little place for the kiddies to go? I loved it, and that's actually just by the market itself. Whenever possible, I pick up pots like this whenever I can find them. The little Victorian terracotta pots, they're so cute, aren't they? Price-wise, they range, really, they really do. So some of them I think were about £1, £1.50, and they go up to about £10, something like that. So I found these in the market, and they were, I think about £1, £1.50 each, something like that. So to me that's a bargain. They look so good. They look good at Christmas with candles in. The rest of the time you can just put them, you know, just as they are in a little basket or something outside. I also use them for plants inside as well. I just try and give them a quick clean, so they're clean enough for the house, for, you know, the kitchen or whatever, but I don't want to take off all of the lovely markings on them. So it's a bit of a balancing act, that one. But as I say, if you see them, pick them up. just beautiful. I think one of these has a little stamp mark in it, Sheffield or something it says. Anyway, the holes in the bottom are usually really big on these, aren't they? So that's the thing to remember. If you're planting them up, put some stones in the bottom, that's all. And the first haberdashery kind of thing I bought were these. Oh, aren't they beautiful? Did you see them at the beginning? They were in a basket in the Froome Fair. I love them. Ecru Axminster, it says. Right, okay, so they're from the Axminster factory, I assume then. Axminster carpets. Such a big business in the UK. Very big, very old, very well known. They're so sturdy, look. I mean, they look like little wheels, don't they, to use in a little kid's car or something. I think they even have, yeah, they have the holes in the going right through them, look. But they're so lovely. A million uses for them. I'd like to pick up more, to be fair, but you know, as funds allow, maybe I will. We'll see. So really, I wanted to wrap some fabric around them. This one's a little bit big, so I have plenty of other bits, plenty of my own sort of fabrics and things that I can wrap around. Oh, and this, look at these. So a little bag here. Pearls, aren't they just so cute? I love them. Sometimes the colours are better than others, aren't they? So, I mean, I quite often wear them. I'm probably, you know, the only person, now that the Queen's gone, I'm probably the only person in England that ever would wear pearls, but I just think they're so lovely, so lovely. They're not actually suitable for taking apart for stitching with, look, because they're all on one string. They're not individual. I mean, they're not posh, they're not real pearls, they're not even cultivated, but I think they're lovely. And I just think old things like that go with this sort of thing. So this is just little, I think it's a hanky rather than a doily. It's in a second-hand shop for £1.50. But look how detailed it is. Don't you think that's lovely? I can use it as a whole piece, can't I, when I'm stitching? Or I could use it in quarters. Very, very sweet. I am just keeping it in the box to try and keep it nice and flat. It'd be a shame to have to iron it, because that's not my favourite job in the world. Do you know what these are? I think I got these from the market a long time ago, actually, the Cornwall fair. Can you see what they are? I wasn't sure if they were handmade or if they were machine stitched. It really does look like it might be hand done. Anyway, they're actually little sort of coasters. You put your, you know, the bottom of the wine glass goes in there. They're actually incredibly sort of practical, aren't they, rather than having a little coaster that flies off the table when you pull your drink off. I think they're gorgeous. I'm not sure, as I say, if they're hand done, because they're not a perfect shape. Do you see? There are some straight edges on there, so yeah, I'm not sure. Are they maybe like, I don't know, 1950s or something? I don't know, but I thought they were just lovely, and as much as anything I wanted them for the pattern, because I thought, you know, might just make them out of old tablecloths or something like that. Anyway, very cute, very nice, and just interesting again, really. That's one of the reasons I bought it. A little bit bright for me, so that's why I was thinking to have it as a pattern and then actually make my own at some point. We will see. We'll see what happens. So a few other bits in here, look. These, can you see what they are? When I looked at them, I thought the boxes were gorgeous, and the lady selling them in the Froome Fair said that most people, when they, you know, they have a look at them, think they're nice, and then when they realise what they are, when she tells them, they go off them. I don't know if you can see there, they're just, I mean, the, you know, the writing around the sides and top and bottom, they're a little bit, you know, quite worn. I can't, yeah, I'm not sure if I can actually get these open or not. It doesn't, I don't know. They feel like they might have something in them, because they're not incredibly light. But anyway, if you can't guess, they're actually treatment for head lice. So that's why a lot of people just put them back down again when they realise what they are. I'm made of tougher stuff than that. Hopefully you are as well, so I don't really care. And yeah, I can't open them, as you can see there, so I'll just use them in my cabinet anyway. My, you know, I don't know, curio cabinet, my haberdashery, come, you know, glassware, come, or anything goes in there, doesn't it? And now it's even goes as far as having, you know, knit treatment. So there you go. They're just so nice looking and a really nice size, almost the same size as these spools, aren't they? Really, really nice. So they're just something to keep. I thought they were, again, just quite interesting. That's what usually gets me. I don't know if the pearls will go in the cabinet, we'll see. They'll probably make it into my bedroom, where I'll just hang them on a hanger or something like that. Now this little hanky here, well, it's not hanky actually, it says handkerchiefs on it, but can you see it's actually a little pocket? So that's just nice for, well, for anything really, isn't it? I guess it'd be nice to put your, you know, little, I don't know, sleeping cami or something like that in it, wouldn't it? But I wouldn't want to get it too creased because, oh, cat hairs on there, sorry. I wouldn't want to get it too creased because, again, I don't want to have to get out the iron if I don't have to, and it is linen, so I think it would crease up nicely, to be honest. Okay, now what else do we have? Okay, so I think I'll show you this next. It's a really silly little thing, you know, not worth anything or anything like that, but in the market quite a while ago actually. There's a little combination of things I have on my desk here. A man selling little magazines and things like that, old ones, and this piece of paper was just on its own. So obviously the cover, I think the back cover from one of them, I thought it was so lovely. I love the, I mean, the, you know, the type and everything is lovely, and all the little sort of, you know, semi-intricate pattern going around the sides, all very nice, but the actual paper is really heavy. And I mean, you know, the adverts and things on the back, they just, you know, you can while away the time, can't you, just looking at adverts and things. They really are quite nice, so I liked all that about it. But as I say, really, I thought I could use it for journaling or something like that, but I don't want to tuck it away and never see it again. That's the only thing that I don't want to do, really. So it's a funny texture on it, actually. It's almost, I don't know, almost like suede or something. It's really strange. So yeah, fold it up, put it in a journal, but it needs to be a proper kind of pull out, doesn't it? So I might even use it on an actual cover, perhaps. Yeah, maybe I could do one that's like, you know, landscape rather than portrait, couldn't I? And that could go on the front and back covers maybe, but don't know. Otherwise I'll just have to fold it like this, make sure I get it the right way around so that I can put it in the journal, but then still see, you know, I'll do it as a pull out so that you can still see the front and the back, because I don't really want to cover everything up. So it feels, like I say, really, you know, almost like suede. It's like, I don't know, almost like an animal skin or something. Anyway, it just makes it, you know, even more interesting, doesn't it, when it's a little bit sort of tactile like that. As I say, the colours really that drew me. So, okay, oh, let's get rid of that a minute. Okay, I have quite a lot here on my desk, as you can see, and I'm rattling through these bits because I don't want to bore you, but these, now, cabinet cards, who doesn't love those? Some are better than others, aren't they? It depends which sort of colours and things you're going for. The lady had these in a big pack and she wanted £10 for the pack. And I just asked her if she was, you know, if she'd let me split them at all, because I really only wanted to spend £5. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, that's lovely. It doesn't go with the others, obviously. I did say so, they look like the same family, some of these sepia colour ones. You know, they must have come out of the same album, apart from this one here. But I do like that one anyway. Yeah, it said the same sort of album, and she said, oh yes, she'd actually been the one to take them out of the album. So I didn't see the album anywhere else on the table, so I guess she sold that. But the fronts are pretty, the backs are pretty. Look at these backs. How lovely is that? Honestly, sometimes if the fronts are really scratched up, I probably ought to look out for older ones, didn't I? Or more worn ones, because then they wouldn't cost very much, but then I could just, you know, glue them in so it's the back that you saw in a, you know, journal or whatever it is you like to do with them. Oh, she's nice, isn't she? I'm not sure if she's reading or if she's just pensive, but yeah, very nice. Really like that one. Anyway, really can't have too many of these. Oh, look at these little boys. Aren't they cute? Oh, look. Looks like parents have dressed them up and taken a photo, and then they probably turned around and had mud all on them or whatever, didn't they? Oh, and she's pretty. This is one of my favourite ones, probably. I think she's just lovely looking. Lovely. And he's quite dapper, doesn't it? Isn't he? Looks a little bit too young to be in those clothes, really, doesn't he? Just a couple more, look. Very nice. And yeah, my favourite, or one of my favourite ones on the top. I love that one. Are these the same people? Yeah, there definitely are the same people in here. I recognise the same faces as we're going through, don't you? But that's a really nice one. That could almost go in my sort of not Halloween journal, couldn't it? And that one, because they're the right sort of colouring. They're not looking very happy, but there you go. Yeah, nice again. So, nice little kind of bundle there that, as I say, I think she let me to have them for about £5, something like that, which was just, you know, I have got a lot of them at home, to be fair, but I just wanted quite a few, you know, if I see them and they're nice sort of faces, friendly faces, that's what you want, isn't it? So, they were worth getting. And what else? Oh, another photo here, just of a chateau. I think there's that in Belgium or somewhere, can't remember, can't read that properly, never mind, but it's just a nice old chateau, so that can go in anything really, can't it? Now these letters, you might have seen where I got those, earlier on there was a little suitcase and it had letters and things in it, and it said £1 each. So I took out a couple of letters, and then when I went to pay for them, I had the, you know, the other calling cards and things. And I have three pieces of paper, because she said they were £1 each, and so she was going to charge me £6 for these 2 letters. And I said, oh sorry, I thought they were £1 each. She said, yes they are, they're £1 per page. Wow, that's a lot. And she just said, yeah, lots of people like to use them for, you know, artwork and collage and things like that, because they're ink. I don't think they're necessarily all that old. What's it? No. Oh dear auntie, I hope you'll take people's advice. Oh, okay, rest up a little bit. What's that first bit then? Nice to receive your letter when I got home from. That's nice. That's nice. So I don't know, I can't see any dates on these at all, but because I'm, you know, not that bright, I took, she said that's fine, you know, she said, oh, I'm really sorry, it wasn't clear. I said, no, it's me that misunderstood. So I took a few pages, but why didn't I take just one whole letter then? Why would you do this? Why would any person take, you know, pieces of 2 separate letters? Who knows? Not me. I have no idea why I've done that. But anyway, never mind. I can read through these a little bit more later, perhaps. You really get sucked into letters and things like that, don't you? So, yeah, I'll use these, just tuck them into journals and things, that's all, so that you can read them, you know, when you want to. I think things like that are never really a waste, are they? Even if you don't use them for a little while. They're just lovely to look at later, really. Okay, so we'll pop those back in there, and we'll, yeah, as I say, we'll definitely use them. I just, I thought the price was a bit steep, but, you know, just because something's in ink, it doesn't necessarily mean it's old, does it? But, you know, it would have been nice if they were dated, but you never know. The next time I go to Free Market, I might even find the rest of the letter still in there. Somebody might have not taken it because, you know, they didn't think there was any point in taking half a letter like I have. Honestly, if I had a brain. Never mind, what else did we get from... Oh yes, I think it might have been from a similar... Yeah, I'm not sure if it was exactly the same stall as this one, or it might have been a slightly different one, but let me show you this a second. I can't stop reading these. It's really funny, isn't it? Can't stop reading. I mean, it doesn't look like it's posh paper or anything, does it? You know, looks like it's been taken out one of those pads with the where it's all glued at the top. But anyway, right, you know I'm not buying books. Well, I didn't buy this one. So this one's actually a joint Christmas present, just a really, really tiny little thing. Joint because my brother-in-law, it says links with the past. Yeah, links with the past. My brother-in-law will love it because it's a book and because it's, well, you know, history, and my sister will love it because of the colour, hopefully, because they've just decorated their sitting room recently in blue and gold, so I think that'll look pretty fab. So it's just a little extra. And these now, I was on my way home when I saw these. Can you see this one? It says Sunday. It's obviously just an annual, and it's not in very good nick, as you can see, a bit of tape and things on here on the back. But I would say perfect for presents and perfect for gifts and presents or something like that. Anyway, I still love, even though it has tape on it, I love the colours of it. I love the spine colour. She's really pretty. I love the fact that she has a book in her hand, and I think a lot of people passed it up because, not just because of the condition, obviously it's no good for, you know, collectors or anything, but a lot of the pictures have actually been coloured in, which I don't actually mind too much, you know, because it just means that the person who owned it loved it and, you know, really used it, so that's good. But some of these pictures are lovely. Look at these pages themselves. Look at that, the little drop caps and the typeface, all that is lovely. So that'd be great to use as a background, or even just, you know, cut out the initials, wouldn't it, to use in things. Really nice. But some of these, look, there's nothing wrong with these pictures. I think they're really nice, don't you? Yeah, you know, not all of them are coloured in, but I think they're really pretty, and quite a few pages in here. Yeah, nearly 400 pages by the look of it. That's a lot, isn't it? But I'm sure that I can make good use out of oh, look at that one. This one on the left is lovely, isn't it? Yeah, really nice, that one. Stars. How pretty is each little star, each tiny twinkle, soft and meek, yet many in this world there are who do not know that stars can speak. To them the skies are meaningless. A star is not a living thing. They cannot hear the messages those shining creatures love to bring. Hush, listen. It will not do. You will... You do but listen with your ears, and stars are understood by few, for it must be the heart that hears. Look up not only with your eyes. Ah, do you hear a tender sound? To hearts familiar with the skies, the stars are nearer than the ground. Well, that's pretty sweet, isn't it? And lots of other little bits in here. Look, what have we got? Oh, yeah, just some more little pretty pages, and I think there are probably some more. I thought I saw some more poems in here somewhere. But anyway, I really do think that I'm going to make good use out of this one. Oh, look. And this was, I think it was just £2, something like that, the book. So, as I say, nothing, you know, collectors not interested, but for me, absolutely ideal. And, yeah, I think they were in the stall next to the one. So, you know, compared to these, £3 I would have paid for those, and just £2 I think it was for this one, yes. I'm sure this was 2 because it was less than the other one. Oh, and this one as well, look. There are some really lovely pages in this. Can you see? Stories and pictures of a noble life. Oh, that's really nice. Has some really lovely pictures in here, I thought, because I flipped through it before I bought it, obviously. And there were a couple of, oh look, there's a lovely castle. There are a couple of, I think these are actual stories. So, Scott Queen, oh, look at that. Look at those lovely windows in that room, and look at all the dresses and everything. The dresses were just so lovely. I think that's reason enough to buy this one on its own, to be fair. So, a very nice one to take apart. And another one, this one says Sunday as well, so similar to the other one, isn't it? Like an annual, I guess. Nice spine, it's a little bit discoloured, but the actual colour of the book I thought was really cute. 1896, does it say? Yeah. Can it really be that old? So what does this say? 1896. Okay, so the inscription is 1896, and the front, the spine rather, also says that. So I guess, oh, look at the gold edging on this one. Nice, huh? And the colour of the book as well. I think that's just beautiful. Has lots of pictures in here. Is it Palestine, does this one say? Oh, it's just lovely. Some really nice things in here. I'll have to keep this one as it is, though, to be honest. Those holy fields, look. Yep, I'll have to keep this one intact and pop it on the shelf. As I say, it's a, you know, I think it's a really nice looking book. And the edges being gold and everything just add to it. Look at the pictures. Look, I think that's Jerusalem, and oh, it's just lovely. Yeah. Oh, and look at those end papers. That looks like wallpaper in a doll's house to me. Really nice. So I'll keep this one together, but and I'll just, you know, leaf through it. That's just what you do, isn't it? Every so often you leaf through them, you think, oh, that's lovely. I'll come back and read a bit more, and actually it's months or possibly years before you actually do read a little bit more sometimes. But, oh, look. But I don't mind that at all, do you? That's what bookshelves are for, isn't it? Oh, hang on, there we are. Oh look, some more lovely ones. Yeah, as I say, I definitely will just keep this one all intact. Oh, that's lovely. But oh, look at how the colours go as well. Look at these two. Don't they just look absolutely lovely when they're... Oh, I love that. I really love that. It's so tactile, that cover. Really very nice. But like I say, the colours go really nicely, don't they? But anyway, one to keep and one to keep just for pieces. That one as well. Yeah. Oh, and this is just really quickly to say, if you go in the Cheese and Grain, which is in Frome, in the market there, then they have used coffee. There's just a little sign saying used coffee for your garden. So I'll have to look that up. Not sure how I'm going to use it, but I'm sure that I will. Anything that's useful in the garden is, good for most of us really, isn't it? Okay, a few videos ago I bought a little bag. It needed, well, I bought it for the clasp, but it needed repairing, and one of my lovely viewers actually commented and said, oh, it's really pretty, just, repair it, don't take it apart. So I've taken your advice and I've bought this one. So this was from a lady who said it was her mum's. She remembers her mum used to make lots of bags and things. It's a little bit wonky actually. It's not completely straight, but never mind, that's okay. But I was looking at it and I just thought it had nice detailing on it, and I could see that it would be easy enough to sew, to sew a new bag into. So on the the list of things to do, obviously, it looks a little bit sort of tarnished, like it's silver plate or something, but the lady selling it didn't think it was. She said she couldn't remember her mum actually using this one, but she could remember other bags, one in particular that's really colourful. But anyway, I will, I hope that I'll be able to, do a little bag on this one without actually ruining anything else out and without, taking anything else apart. So I will try and repair the other one. Okay, I promise. Gosh, so much to hear, isn't there? Oh yeah, okay, so this little piece in here, let me show you this a second. Okay, so the stall with the cabinet cards also had these, and I asked the lady if she thought all Singer machines took the same needle, and she had no idea, which is fine. A lot of the stall holders know what sells, don't they? They know, what's a good buy for them and what'll go quickly, but they don't know anything about the haberdashery items, which is fine. So I googled it really quickly when I was there. I managed to get a signal, and I just sort of googled, are all old Singer needles generic for all machines or something like that. Anyway, and it seemed to think they were. Let's say when I asked the lady, she really didn't know, but can you see how it's like flat on one side and then shaped on the other side here? So that's hopefully that's what'll fit in the machine, and I'll see if it'll fit in my old Singer. If it does, then it's absolute bargain, and if it doesn't, then I'll just £5 wasted, but never mind, it was definitely worth a gamble, wasn't it? And something else, so this was from another little market, the Bath one. Can you see it's mother of pearl, and it's carved. It used to be, see this on the back, this looks like it used to be a brooch, doesn't it? And it's really dirty, as you can see, and actually some of the edging is missing. It's obviously broken off over time. I haven't a clue how old it is or isn't. Look at it there on the dark colour. Isn't that nice on there? So I'm hoping that I'll be able to just clean it off with a toothbrush and a bit of like washing up liquid or something, and hopefully it'll come out nicely. What'll I do with it? Well, I'll probably just put it on my dressing table for a bit. I could make it back into a brooch, look, couldn't I? That wouldn't take too much work really, so that'd be nice to actually wear it. But because it goes so nicely on the dark, well, maybe I could put it on a journal or something, maybe. Not sure. I just thought it was worth it. It feels lovely in your hand, you know what I mean? The size and shape and everything's lovely, but because it does actually go on the the dark background really quite nicely here, that's why I thought, where's let me, if I've got a book or something, let me get that. Where's that dark one that I had just now? That that blue one. Let me find. It doesn't really show up on that, does it? So it needs the dark colour behind. There he is, look. So if I made a journal, that'd be really, that shows up very, very nicely, doesn't it? It looks really classy, especially if I have like a frame around it, put a different frame around it, that could be quite nice. So yeah, worth picking up, I think. It feels so delicate, but I'll give that one a wash later and see how that one comes up. So onwards and upwards, what have I got in here? Oh yeah, little little stand, look, for pictures, which is funny, you know, because do you remember, I mean, people used to have a lot of brass, didn't they, that went really out of fashion, but when I see it again now, if it has some sort of like detailing or something on it, you know, I could just use it for anything really, couldn't I? A book or something. And these now, oh, it's got something in it. What's that? Oh, a little button, like a little military button. These, though, I think if it's glazed all round but not on the bottom, I think that means it's stoneware, doesn't it? Because it's not as porous as earthenware, is it? And if it was earthen, then I think it would need to be glazed the whole way over. I think that's how I remember it. If I'm wrong, then absolutely tell me that I'm wrong. But that would look great just on the side, won't it? You know, on any shelf or anything. It's just, I love the colours of it, the age of it. Yeah, so I could just put anything in it. Could put some flowers in it for when I have odd flowers, like a vase. And this button, yeah, they always look, because they're, you know, just brass. It's like a old brass, isn't it? It's not really garish. Have a look at it there. No wonder they looked so lovely on dark uniforms. Really nice. So really good for a journal closure, I would say. I need to make some dark journals, don't I, by the look of it? And just a couple bits here. So these were other bits again that I've bought. That one says Petersham. Yeah, I think it was probably the colour. Now that I'm opening it, yeah, it seems like it was the colour on this one that I loved. So I think I probably opened it when I bought it. So this was from the not Royal Cornwall show, but the showground in Cornwall, the Weybridge show. This just feels lovely, actually. I love this colour. Love it. Is it kind of dark teal, maybe? I don't know. Is that what you'd call it? So I have quite a few things that colour, really. And that actually would look really good. You know, the little mother of pearl thing that I had just now. This red, I'm not quite sure why I bought this one. £4, 1920s. It says it's silk. Blah blah blah. Can't wash it very much. Okay, not planning to, so that's fine. Oh, I think it was the label I bought this for. Look, really. Yeah, so I probably won't ever use it because it's a bit of a strange colour. It's not dark enough for me to use normally, but anyway, it's because it's silk and it has that nice little label on it. I think that's why I bought it. And this one, so these were all from the same seller, and £12. That's quite a lot. Well, it's quite a lot for me. 1920s again. You see, 1920s isn't really my era at all. I don't go for much, you know, but look at the label. I think again it's just because it felt in my hand here, it feels really sort of solid, you know what I mean? It's a really nice colour, and a nice size and everything else, but will I ever use it? Possibly not. So I just bought it to put on the shelf, really. But I've got to be honest, that £12 does seem a bit steep to me now for this little bit. I probably was in one of those, you know, I'll never see it again. You'll never see it again, Dawn. So, you know, buy it now while you have the chance. I think that's probably why I had it. So if I just put that one back together a minute. Okay, so it's all very well collecting all these things, isn't it? What are we going to do with them? Well, I said before, I think, that you see these laces. I think these are maybe Edwardian ones. I don't know. Anyway, these lovely big spools here. Yeah, I was thinking I could just put something big on here. Yeah, if I fold this up again, look, a little bit smaller, I was thinking of making something out of this, not, you know, just putting this cloth around it, but something else out of it. A little bit like a snippet roll, but, you know, a big one with these lace on here, look. it needs something quite bulky on it, doesn't it, because the actual spools themselves are heavyweight. So put them on there. But the other thing I was going to do was I have a journal that I made ages ago, and this is the sort of thing that I could do to the tablecloth before I wind it on. So this is just one that, as I say, it was a while ago. So it's a tablecloth with a bit of lace, then in between, can you see here, look, the tablecloth on top, really nicely patterned, the lace, and then some, for the inside actually it's old blanket, and then the other bit of the tablecloth again. The tablecloth was self-patterned, so you know, looks really nice. And this is where I keep, you know, some of my cabinet cards, calling cards, whatever you call them, lace, buttons, special buttons, and these bits. Look, I've taken off another sort of cloth of some kind, probably a tablecloth. I think I seem to remember tearing them. The buttons, like I say, I'm not using them as buttons. I'm just, you know, using them as a cluster. And then lots of bits and bobs. This triangle here, it's not. Yeah, this piece here isn't so different, is it? It's a bit glam for me, a bit boudoir, a bit Barbara Cartland, but even so, you know, it's just a place to keep things for me. I don't actually do any journaling in it, obviously. Buttons, French buttons, lots of bits and pieces in there. It turned out a little bit fatter than I thought it was, but that sort of thing wrapped around the spool, that was what I first thought of when I saw it. But I'm sure I could do loads of other things with it. But anyway, the plan so far is just, I wanted to show you the sort of thing that I would do with the spool. So it could just be as an ornament, or it could have, you know, all these little bits here used in it, on it. Yeah, I've got quite a lot in here. I think I could probably, I could do with making another one of these, I think. So little frames and things, yeah. I will probably do something like this out of this tablecloth, pop it on this spool with the lace and things like that. That's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens.